You're watching Single Process with Joe and Bob, a video series where we bring you the experts to help you go from a we to a me. Our episode today is on the importance of good divorce prep, being prepared.
Being prepared. Better prep equals better results, financially, in settlement, in all of it. So we have Sharon Defala with us. She's an attorney in Norwalk, Connecticut. She runs a family law practice, and she's great at this. She's hardcore. She's going to give us specific things to do. Thank you.
Welcome, Sharon.
Thank you both very much for having me.
So when you start getting divorced, you don't know where half the documents are, you don't know what it is you need. Where do you begin?
I didn't even know what I didn't know.
Right. I think that's the key, is most people don't even know what questions they need to be asking themselves before they go see an attorney. But what they want to do is think about their own lives, right? Where I am now and where I want to be. And so where I want to be includes finances, includes what my children are going to be doing after I'm divorced, where I'm going to be living. Start asking yourself the questions and then start assembling the information you need to answer those questions. So where am I right now? I have tax returns that tells me what money we own, right? Mm-hmm. I own a house. Does it have value? Are we upside down? Just go through your own life and look at it, and whatever documentation fits it.
Start gathering.
It's the key.
Is there a list or something that you give clients when they walk in?
I actually do. I have a good document that the very first thing that happens in most divorce cases is the attorneys ask each other for discovery, what's called discovery. Okay. So everybody gets the same picture about what this family has. And so I give my own client the discovery that they're going to be, the discovery request that they're going to be receiving.
Okay.
So that I can dig in.
Is that basically the financial affidavit, or is that things in addition to the information, or is it the backup documentation for the financial affidavit?
So the financial affidavit that our own state has is either a 2-page or a 6-page document, depending on how much income and assets people have. And that's a good thumbnail sketch. I always hand that out at my very first meeting with people, because it starts them thinking about what the financial questions are going to be.
Starts them freaking out.
Well,
it does. I'm freaked out.
I'm sure it can be overwhelming. One of the things it asks, right, you know this, is it asks for a weekly amount of everything.
Right, I looked at that and like, my weekly vacation expense, I don't go on vacations weekly, so what are you supposed to do?
I don't go on vacations annually.
Right, so there are a lot of ways to do it, but the simplest thing is to gather the information that you need and hand it to your attorney or accountant, and they can process it from there.
That's expensive, right?
It can be. It depending on how much, right, you bring a garbage bag to your accountant, that's going to take a lot of their hours just to throw out empty envelopes. But if you bring, this is what I know I paid last year, here's my returns, here's all that information, that cuts down a lot of the professional's time. If you take it the next step and say, look, all of my travel last year came out to $10,000. I divide that by 52 and I've got a weekly amount.
Got it.
My breast implants cost $12,000. But I had a girlfriend help me do this. We just set up a simple Excel spreadsheet, and it had like categories like household, bills, and that, I knew more than I thought I knew when I just started filling in the numbers.
So financial documentation aside, how do you approach the divorce process with so many deadlines, so many dates to produce documents? Is it it feels overwhelming if you look at the whole thing?
You got to look at the timeline.
Well, it doesn't need to be overwhelming, and the state of Connecticut, and I think a lot more states now, are making it more accessible online on their own website, the government website .gov, right?
Okay.
JD.gov, whatever it is, tell you how long things should take.
Oh, okay.
So you can do the preparation in advance. You can go online in your own state and say, how long will it take me to get a divorce? What kind of papers will the court expect me to hand in? And if you take all of that together before you even meet your lawyer, you've saved yourself money, and you've done some of the information gathering that you're going to need.
Give us an example of someone who's done it right and someone who hasn't done it right, and what the difference is financially, timing.
What the short term is, and what's the over and under on how long this will take.
That's a good way to put it.
So yesterday I had a meeting with a woman who she owns an insurance practice. She's very comfortable with numbers. She took all of their budget, all of their information. She and her husband had their agreement down to Wednesday night dinners. Wow. sketched out. They just don't know what the court will accept. So they bring me that, right? Now take me to the judge. Now get me a divorce. But they've already created their post-divorce life for themselves.
That's a cheap divorce.
That's a very cheap
smart
divorce.
That's
a smart and cheap divorce.
Well, and the way I always think of it is there's that much more money left for them to send their kids to college.
Right.
Right? Or take their kids on vacation or whatever.
Okay, so
They
give
don't
us
need to
the
spend
bad scenario.
That's the majority of who's walking into our office.
There are so many worst case scenarios. It's hard to pin it down. For me, the worst case scenario is when people actually go to trial, litigation.
Why?
Because in addition to the work and the time of finding out what the information actually is, we also have to prepare how our client's going to present it on the stand, prepare against how the opposing party is going to present it on the stand. So now you have not only the divorce work, but also the trial work. Okay. It's its own job.
Okay.
Right. So
and can that take years?
Literally.
Literally
yes.
years.
Yes.
Well, and the money, you made the comment in our pre-interview that you've seen people waste $250,000, their kids' college funds.
Absolutely.
on
Absolutely.
Stuff that you just get your act together a little bit, right? Just a little bit.
Or a lot.
Or a lot of it.
Right. So that's the worst case scenario. Most litigation isn't hundreds of thousands of dollars, but most litigation, even if both parties have a lawyer who want to litigate, most litigation can be minimalized or avoided by, like we started with, by being prepared on your own side.
A lot of therapists will tell us, go to a therapist to do your parenting plan. How do you feel about that? Do you think
100%.
you believe in that too?
I
would
do.
think you wouldn't keep all the money in your practice. And attorneys want the most billing hours they can get. I watch Suits. Yeah, so
I think that what we really want is to have the best possible outcome for our clients, right? So what we want is if you need to work on a parenting plan, I don't have a background in that. I have a background in the legal side of it, and I've done plenty of them. But if you're having an emotional piece with it, take the emotional piece to an emotional professional, right?
Yeah.
Go to a therapist.
I
Go to
love that. The legal divorce is with the attorney. The emotional divorce is with the therapist.
And that alone is a huge money saver,
That's great advice.
right? I've spent countless hours on the phone listening to people who think they're talking to their
A
therapist.
And a lawyer is a lot more expensive hourly rate than a therapist.
And you don't
really.
care. So yeah,
Well, you know, it's interesting, but I'm less effective.
Totally. No, I love it.
Any other advice on being prepared in this context?
Every state website has paperwork, the documentation you need, a list of what you need, the timeline for what you need. Do your homework.
Do your homework.
And that it's harder to get taken advantage of.
I love it. We'd love to put some information about how to find you on our website. So thank you for being here. So for more information on Better Prep, Better Results, check us out on thesingleprocess.com.